In the vibrant village of Amuche, there lived a cheerful girl named Ebele, known for her quick laughter and lively spirit. At 15, Ebele was the kind of girl who could sprint to the market and back without breaking a sweat or dance for hours at family celebrations. Her slender frame made her movements light, and she was a favorite among her peers and neighbors. But everything changed when Ebele turned 16. Her body began to change in unexpected ways. At first, it was her cheeks, which became rounder, then her arms, which grew softer. The villagers noticed and were delighted. "Ah, Ebele, you are even looking more beautiful now," one woman exclaimed. "See how healthy and full you are becoming." Ebele beamed under the compliments. At home, her mother often prepared hearty meals, and her aunties brought special treats, believing the extra weight made her look more womanly. Ebele reveled in the attention. She began to eat without restraint, thinking the food was part of what made her so admired. Morning bowls of akam with akara turned into 2 servings, followed by mid-morning snacks of puff-puff or fried plantains. By lunchtime, Ebele would devour large portions of jollof rice, and before dinner, she would sneak into the kitchen for bites of yam porridge or egusi soup. Her grandmother often remarked, "This girl can eat, but it's good. She's growing into a fine woman." With each passing week, her eating habits spiraled out of control. Compliments kept pouring in, fueling her indulgence. "Ebele, this extra flesh suits you," said Ada, her best friend, during one of their hangouts. Ebele laughed and reached for another handful of roasted granuts. But soon things began to shift. As the weight piled on, the whispers of admiration turned to hushed conversation of concern. By the time Ebele turned 17, she found it difficult to keep up with her friends. She couldn't climb the steep hill to fetch water without stopping to catch her breath. At home, chores became unbearable. Sweeping the compound left her exhausted, and she often asked her younger brother Chike to do her share of the work. One fateful afternoon, Ebele realized how much her weight was holding her back. She had been sitting on a low stool, eating a plate of yam and stew, when she decided to stand up to get more. She tried to push herself up, but her arms wobbled, and she fell back into the stool with a thud. Frustrated, she grabbed the door handle for support and pulled. Still, she couldn't lift herself. Chike, standing nearby, burst into laughter. "Big sister can't even stand up," he teased. Ebele's cheeks burned with humiliation. She yelled at him to leave and stayed seated, too embarrassed to try again. That night, she sat in her room staring at herself in the mirror. Her reflection was unrecognizable. Tears streamed down her face as she whispered, "What have I done to myself?" The next day, her mother tried to approach her gently. "Ebele, my daughter, you need to work on yourself," she said, placing a hand on her shoulder. "You've gained too much weight and it's affecting your health." But Ebele waved her off. "It's too late, Mama. I can't change," she muttered, reaching for a leftover piece of akara. Despite her family's concerns, Ebele continued eating to numb her feelings of shame. Food had become her comfort, her escape. Even when her best friend Ada visited and confronted her, Ebele couldn't bring herself to stop. "Ebele, this isn't you," Ada said bluntly. "You've let yourself go. We all missed girl who could run and dance. You need to take control." Ada's words stayed with Ebele, haunting her as she ate. She began to notice the things she could no longer do: playing games with her friends, running errands for her parents, or even walking comfortably to the village market. The final blow came during a family gathering when her uncle, Obi, a retired footballer, sat her down. "Ebele," he said, "I know what you are going through. After my injury, I gained so much weight that I could barely move. People laughed at me, just like they are laughing at you. But do you know what saved me? Small steps. I started with a single lap around the house, and before I knew it, it was back on the field. You can do this, one step at a time." For the first time, Ebele felt a flicker of hope. The next morning, she decided to try. She began with a short walk around the house. Her legs ached and she had to grab onto walls and door handles for support, but she kept going. Each day, she walked a little further. Her family noticed her efforts and railed around her. Chike, feeling guilty for mocking her, became her biggest cheerleader. "You can do it, big sis," he shouted as he huffed and puffed the hill. Ebele also started eating healthier. Her mother helped her prepare smaller, balanced meals, and she swapped her favorite fried snacks for fruits and vegetables. Progress was slow, and there were days when Ebele wanted to give up. But every time she thought about how far she had come, she pushed herself to keep going. Months passed, and Ebele's hard work paid off. Her clothes fit better, her steps grew lighter, and her confidence returned. She could finally climb the hill to fetch water without stopping, and she even started dancing again. By the time the next village festival rolled around, Ebele was ready to reclaim her place on the dance floor. As the drummers played, she stepped into the square, her head held high. The crowd gasped as she moved gracefully, her feet gliding to the rhythm. When the dance ended, the entire village erupted in cheers. From that day forward, Ebele was no longer mocked or pitied. She became a symbol of strength and perseverance, inspiring others to face their struggles and take control of their lives. Ebele had found herself again not through food, but through determination and self-love. Thanks for watching my video. Please do not forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't, in order to get notified when we upload our subsequent videos. Thank you.